Welcome back to another episode of NBA 2K12 Manchester ABA Ball already. And for some reason, this happened because the NBA 2K12 won the NBA Cup quarterfinal got 4-0-4. This one was surprisingly in real life. The Houston Rockets and Atlanta Hawks were the most surprised, led by Jalen Green, who shocked the Golden State Warriors, and then the Atlanta Hawks, who knocked off on the road in MSG, led by Trae Young. So it's the first part of the NBA Cup semi-final arc. It's gonna be first two parts before ending to the championship. So the first game of the day hits to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The semi-final round action between the Milwaukee Bucks, their host, the Atlanta Hawks. Josh Smith is gonna make it a second Hawks appearances. It's gonna be a great game. Josh Smith take on Steven Jackson. And let's see if we go to a Showcase Arena right here. Oops, wrong way. No, we're not gonna use the Showcase Arena. I'm gonna use the Bradley Center instead. So there's two teams they met 2 years ago. The Atlanta Hawks are a hard-fought win over the 7-game series against the Milwaukee Bucks in the Eastern Conference first round in 2010. And then 11 years later, they will meet again in 2021 Eastern Conference Finals, where Giannis Antetokounmpo takes down Trae Young in the Eastern Conference Finals, and before the eventual Bucks won a championship in the NBA Championship against the Phoenix Suns. This is Andre Kenshin. We'll be right back after this and enjoy the video here at the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, the Hawks X Bucks. Without further ado, let's enjoy the video. I will use the Showcase Arena for the NBA Cup. And now, let's get started. Enjoy the video. We'll be right back and we'll see the result.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We've got NBA basketball for you. I'm Damon Bruce. Thursday Hoops. It'll be Joe Johnson and the Atlanta Hawks facing off against Steven Jackson and the Milwaukee Bucks. And that's it for now. Let's send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you soon.
Hello and welcome everyone to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And Doris Burke will be reporting from the sideline. Here are tonight's starting lineups presented by State Farm. First for the Hawks, Heinrich and Johnson in the backcourt. And the man in the middle, controlling the paint, Jason Collins. They look to him to provide that necessary presence down low. Then it's Smith, and it's Horford in at the power forward position. And looking at the Bucks, Jennings out there with Steven Jackson. And it's Andrew Bogut patrolling the middle. He's a superstar, no doubt. And what a huge boost for this team, night in and night out. And it's Michael Redd, and it's Gooden in at the 4 shot.
You know, the story with Milwaukee last year was a team that just struggled to score the ball, Kevin. I mean, nobody was able to consistently put it in the basket for them.
So the Bucks win the tip. Now here's Jennings. Guarded by Heinrich. Wide open look. And Red gets it to go on the assist by Bogut. Red's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Bucks. And Clark, on that note, only 6 Bucks in double-digit scoring averages last year. With Jennings, the fleet-footed Jennings, topping the list at 16.
This is just the fact that the top scorer was only at 16 a game.
Yeah, and Jennings was shooting about 40%, so that's part of the problem. He takes a lot of shots, he doesn't always make them. So usually you need your top scorers to be high percentage shooters. It allows you to get back defensively, and it allows you to really be able to count on somebody.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yeah, earlier I spoke with Scott Skiles. He said one of the things that makes him happiest after a game is seeing a huge advantage for them in the rebounding numbers. He shared that with his team before the game and told them, you know what, listen, how about you make me happy today? Let's see if they can pull it off, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris. And Clark, that speaks close to your heart, doesn't it?
Yeah, without question. That was a strong part of my game was rebounding. So when I was playing, the last thing I ever wanted was for my man to beat me on the glass. That would be unacceptable.
Outside Jennings. There's the triple. And Steven Jackson, the basket. On the assist from Brandon Jennings. Jackson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, Jennings had an injury to deal with last year and still improved his numbers overall, but you get the feeling he wanted a little more from his season, and I think it'll motivate him going forward.
Smith inside, guarded by Red. And from outside, another 3 for Atlanta.
4 makes on 4 tries. Everything's falling early. 100% can't do better than that.
And with Jennings, Clark, he was able to up his field goal percentage, which is still very low. I think he was hoping for a breakout year.
Well, a 55-point game where he had almost 2 years in Turks. I think that was his rookie season. He was just ridiculous at it. But now everybody's expecting more. And the reality is he's so young. He's got so much to learn. There's a lot of room for growth there. And he's got to continue to work to get better.
And it's Johnson with the jam. Guys back and forth this first half.
Well, 5 lead changes early on, guys, as we grapple back and forth.
This could be a back-and-forth game all the way, guys, the way it's being played. This is fun to watch.
And here's the whistle, fouled hard, and the shot will go to the line.
Kevin, I think it's obvious for the Bucks to be successful. A lot rides on the shoulders of their former #1 overall pick in 2005, Andrew Bogut. He got to be a force for him.
Just talking about Bogut and his team. 2 seasons ago, Steve, he had a breakthrough season, and the Bucks were the talk of the league.
Well, if he can get healthy, remember he had that elbow injury a couple seasons ago. I think it bothered him last year, but if Bogut can get healthy, I think Milwaukee could get right back into the mix. He's got a lot of talent. You can play through him offensively.
Teague dishes to Horford.
And look at how quickly he got his hands in the way of that pass.
And finished off by Bogut.
As soon as they forced that turnover, they really attacked the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
The Hawks trail. Smith outside. Guarded by Red. Post shot. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
Both sides really coming out of the gate firing here.
Guys, it looked like they were raring to go in this one. A lot of offense early on.
Well, Atlanta was a playoff team a year ago, and they won their share of games. But they didn't appear to be a contender. Despite all the talent that they've had the last few years, you just have to wonder which direction the franchise is headed.
He had his head up and was looking to make that pass all the way. You love that unselfishness.
Teague gets to Smith. They get the steal, and Milwaukee comes up with it. Stolen. Out to Smith. Guarded by Jackson. Now Smith. He has 5. Here's Johnson. Another 3 for Atlanta. Steve, that remark you had about Atlanta, kind of backed into the playoffs, but Clark, they woke up when they got there.
They did. I mean, it seemed like they were sleepwalking through the regular season, inconsistent and not being able to put together any kind of strong winning streaks. But when the playoffs came around, they showed you what we thought we were going to see during the regular season.
Yeah, you're right. It's tipped.
I really don't like what I'm seeing their last couple of possessions, Kevin. That's 2 turnovers in a row, careless turnovers at that.
They're getting a little casual with the ball. They've got to nip that in the bud right now.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Red. Bogut the pass to Jackson. Bogut kicks to Boykins. Michael Red on the wing. A second chance effort. And he converts the layup. Red's got 9.
Kevin, his scoring ability is valuable, really valuable. I mean, he's a guy you can rely on to knock down shots.
at the end of one. Both teams putting up some points. Hawks ahead. They're up by 3.
And a good start for this club. I like the way they played together, really moved the ball and did a nice job offensively.
Yeah, excellent ball movement, and it's paid off on the scoreboard, too.
And we'll be back in just a moment. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Here's Heinrich.
And guys, I thought it was a breakthrough performance in last year's playoffs for Jeff Teague. I mean, the injury to Kirk Heinrich created an opportunity for him to play, and he took advantage of the minutes.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, Josh Smith, a difference maker for this Hawks team with his effort and athleticism. Smith said, "I get myself geared up to be the energy guy and wreak havoc. Be all over the floor defensively and try to do what I can on offense to help my team out." Guys, the whole team feeds off his great energy and athleticism.
Well, they sure do, Doris. Thanks.
And Smith, a stat sheet stuffer. I mean, Josh rebounds, he gets steals, he blocks shots. He does it all for him.
And you talk about Jeff Teague, Clark. He was really impressive in that series against Chicago. Got his chance, as you said, after the Heinrich injury, and made the most of it. His tremendous speed really changed the way Chicago had to defend. And I thought he played a big role in Atlanta's fight. They gave Chicago a really tough battle. Well, Milwaukee had such a tough season a year ago. They had a lot of high hopes, but injuries seemed to derail them, and they never could get going, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Here's Collins. 5 to shoot. Shoots the 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. Back just a bit. You know, Milwaukee much more comfortable, it seems, for playing Eastern Conference opponents. Of course, they see much more.
Yeah, that's a familiarity as part of it, but also I think the fact that the Bucks prefer the slow-down game. And in the Eastern Conference, more teams play that way than don't. So the Bucks had a comfort level there and still had a tough time getting wins.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Andrew Bogut checked in for Ilyasova. Gooden comes in for Michael Redd. And Chris Douglas Roberts subbed in for Steven Jackson. And here's Jennings. And Gooden kicks to Bogut. Overlooked. Good as the jump shot falls. Bogut's got 6.
Yeah, they're finding the open man. Unselfish play. I like it.
Yeah, I love it too. Teamwork and evidence. They're right on full display. A big percentage, a high percentage of their baskets have come off assists.
Outside Jennings. Off the screen. And it's another Milwaukee shot right there going in.
After the disappointing end to their 2010 playoff push, the Hawks decided to make a change at the head coaching position and went with Larry Drew at the helm.
Here's Powell. He feeds it to Collins. And Bakalute pulls it in.
Now you can see why the defense is willing to let him take that shot. That's really not his range.
Got Clark back to Drew. They had Mike Woods.
Easy finish there.
Defense was helpless.
Here's Jennings. 5 points in the game. Go get with it. There's the dish to Mbah-a-Moute. Here's Gooden. Hits the 15-footer.
They are just lighting him up from mid-range area.
You know, sometimes we forget about the value of the mid-range or in-between game. This team has made 8 of their last 10 with that shot, the in-between shot.
Heinrich gets to Collins. Left down low that time, and he got the 3-second play. A different look for Milwaukee. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Gooden. Red comes in for Mbah-a-Moute. And Steven Jackson subbed in for Chris Douglas Roberts. Bucks trail by 4. Up top, Jennings. Here's Bogut. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. 8 points for Bogut.
He could have forced a tough inside shot that made a terrific kick out to find an open jumper instead. It hasn't always been pretty from deep. But you know, last year, Smith really wasn't hurting anybody when he hoisted up from deep. He's better when he goes to the basket.
Jennings dishes to Bogut. Gets it to go. Bogut's got 10 points.
Well, after a slow first quarter, he's starting to pick it up a bit here.
You mentioned Smith's 3-ball numbers. Steve, about 33% from beyond the arc last year.
Well, that was a career high. You know, so you can live with that percentage when he's only taking a couple per game. Early in his career, I thought he took way too many, but he's gotten much better with his shot selection over the last few years.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, new head coach Larry Drew felt that the Atlanta Hawks were too predictable on the offensive end when he took over. Oftentimes, they would stand around and wait for Joe Johnson to make a play. So he implemented a motion offense to remedy this problem. Drew said, now when you talk about defending us, you are not talking about locking in on certain guys in the same spots. We won't be as predictable. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. We'll see if the Hawks can make the most of that here.
And that's a good point by Drew. I mean, you can't get complacent or predictable on offense. You're going to get eaten alive in the NBA. The coaching's too good.
No coverage, that's it. And that's 11 points for Johnson. Here is Boykins, guarded by Heinrich. Boykins kicks to Bogut. Wide open. That's good. Gooden's got 6.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
Well, they continue to find the open man and play unselfishly. This is true.
And Smith slams it home. Now let's take a look at it once again with our Spike Slam Cam.
Boy, that's a dunk you will not see very often. You won't pass that one by.
No doubt about that.
I wish he would, though. You'd never see too many of those.
Red shot is right there. Here's Pachulia. The first bucket of the game. Three-pointer, Heinrich. Another 3 for Atlanta.
They come right back with the triple.
An eye for an eye. How about a 3 for a 3, Steve?
And so we conclude the first half. And we'll get it going after this from the Bradley Center.
Welcome to the HB Halftime Report. I'm Damon Bruce. A great game going on out at Bradley Center. For the Atlanta Hawks, they have the lead against Milwaukee. They've been pounding the ball inside, scoring a ton of points in the paint. For Josh Smith, things certainly going his way against the defense of the Bucks. He's got 13 points and has kept everyone else involved, piling up the assists. And on the other side, Milwaukee just keeps scrapping. Their offense has been firing on all cylinders. It's been a thing of beauty. We've seen Michael Redd having a superb game. He has 12 points, and he's taking care of business on the defensive end of the floor, too. A look now at the two guys who put up some good numbers so far in tonight's outing. Thanks so much for being with us. Now let's get you back to Milwaukee as the third quarter gets underway.
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. The Hawks leading by 7.
Well, you look at Atlanta's team makeup last year, and it was similar to previous seasons. Very talented front court, some strong wing players, but nobody really running the show, and that was one of the reasons they traded for Kirk Hinrich at midseason. He's been a big part of his team building this lead. Another solid offensive effort.
Jackson passes to Gooden. Back to Jackson. Elbow shot. Nice jump shot. Good. Jackson's got a second bucket of the night. Back to Atlanta. They haven't had a controlling point guard in quite some time, Clark. You know, we heard Steve talk about Hinrich. Good pickup. They may still be looking for a little bit more.
Yeah, I think you may be right. Eventually, it always seems to catch up to them not having that elite, premier point guard type. They played well in the postseason without one. They need a true floor general to become great to take that next step.
A couple of years ago, they had that high pick, and they could have chose just
in deep three.
went another direction.
You can say anything you want about this guy. He's played well in every area.
And you know what? That tells you what kind of game it's been for him. Well-rounded, highly productive in all areas.
Hinrich dishes to Smith. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Johnson. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
Kevin, gorgeous fadeaway there. I mean, that's one way to beat some tight defense.
Here's Jennings. He has 7.
Johnson suffered through a subpar shooting year last season due to that elbow surgery that he had in December. Probably tried to come back a little too quickly, and you could tell it really affected his game.
Here is Jennings. Here's Gooden. Straight up. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the layup. Gooden's got 8 points. As we get back to Joe Johnson, Steve was talking about him, and Clark, that elbow, as you mentioned before, gave him trouble all season long.
You know, Kevin, one of the things about being injured and having a surgery is you can get back and play, but it usually takes a full season or half a season before you can...
A replay here. This right zone cam shows how it's done.
Yes, in... any plain dunk. That has some panache to it.
That's an energizer, guys. That is an energizer.
That is, and that will lift the whole team up.
Smith outside. Over Red. Smith with the basket on the assist by Johnson. Johnson's got his 5th assist in this one. Jennings against Hinrich. Shoots from 12. Out of bounds. And they retain possession. A different look for Milwaukee. Bahamute comes in for Drew Gooden. And Chris Douglas-Roberts subbed in for Michael Redd. Pachulia, he's checked in for Atlanta. Damian Wilkins comes in for Kirk Hinrich. Here's Jennings. He has 7. He's guarded by Johnson. Here's Bogut. That's blocked. It's back to Jennings. Just 3 to shoot. Another block. The Hawks leading by 5. And they're running. Kicks it out to Johnson. Stolen by Jackson.
He's showing off his defensive instincts by making plays. Look at how he hung on the basket after that dunk. A little extra flair there. He's lucky he didn't get.
Great job of sharing the ball.
Excellent display of teamwork.
Stephen, you love great teamwork.
It's so much fun to watch when the ball is moving. There's kind of a rhythm to the game. It's just as the ball moves almost on its own. Yeah, it's fun to watch. They're pulling closer every possession, really playing well now.
Well, they've ratcheted it up a bit here. I mean, expending a lot of energy, but you know what? They're back in it now.
The Hawks are making a switch on the floor. Fouls checked in. And the Hawks with possession. Their biggest lead of the game was 9.
Guys, I thought Milwaukee did a pretty decent job at home, despite not being a high-octane offensive team. 22 and 19 at home, respectively.
This is a very steady performance offensively for him.
Here's Jackson. And the officials whistle. The bucket's good. They'll go to the line. Back to the Bucks at home. They won games here, but just didn't score a whole lot in the process.
They were last in home scoring in the NBA as well as field goal percentage. But this is a team that really has a defensive identity, and they were able to scrap and claw and just kind of figure out a way to win games at home.
Johnson gets called for the reach. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Boy, the Hawks came into the postseason last year as the 5 seed and really weren't given too much of a chance, but they turned some heads against the Magic.
Well, back to the Hawks. They kind of backed into the postseason, losing, Steve, their last 6 regular season games.
Well, it shows sometimes that the regular season may not make any difference once the playoffs start. And I think Atlanta really caught fire in that first round against Orlando, won the series, and then gave Chicago some problems, too.
Slowing away as they knock away the alley-oop attempt. And here's the fast break. Here's Jackson. An easy 2 points on the way. Jackson's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, they've got to do something defensively because he's been unstoppable.
And defensively, Steve, your only choice now is to double him. I mean, I don't think there's another option.
Great awareness by fouling on that layup. Make him earn 2 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, send them to the line instead of giving up an easy 2. Not a great year for the Bucks, and as they were eliminated from playoff contention, Jennings let his unhappiness with that and with the roster turnover be known. He was pretty adamant and demonstrative about it.
Not wasting no time and taking a shot and knocking it down. Jennings has got 11. Here's Wilkins. Another 3 for Atlanta. 23 seconds left in the third quarter. Wilkins against Jackson. Wilkins is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Not the guy you want to send to the line.
Shooting from the line. And so he hits both.
Wow, what a turnaround from the line this had. Not one foul shot missed yet.
Well, when you have the lead and you're trying to close out games, you've got to make free throws, and that's exactly what they're doing.
Three-pointer. Another 3 for Atlanta.
And everything's falling from the three-point line here in the second half.
And guys, you know, one fed into the other, and now they're shooting with great confidence, and they're on a roll.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets.
Tremendous output from Johnson. He's got 21 points, and he's buried a ton of three-pointers in this game, too.
It's hard to keep track of just how many of those he's hit.
Hawks lead by 1. As the fourth quarter gets going, let's swing it over to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark report. Doris?
Hi, guys. Well, it was the stretch by the Hawks that garners the Sprite Spark today. They've made their move and put a little separation between them and their opponent with the run they're on. If they can keep up this level of play, you have to like their chances going into the fourth, guys.
Terrific stuff, Doris. Thank you. That was quite a run they had, Clark.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kevin, scoring bursts like that often tell the story, really. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's been the case today. I mean, that's what you have to point to, I think, is the defining moment in this ballgame.
Nice job getting off that screen. Delfino's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Bucks. A nice shot by Teague. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
You know, quite honestly, Kevin and Steve, I mean, this game, as close as it's been, you really hate to see it come to an end.
I agree.
Well, then let's root for overtime. Why not?
The Bucks trail. Heinrich on the double team. Delfino kicks to Gooden. Unloads. It's blocked. And it's the Hawks' ball. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Horford in the post is against Gooden. 6 to shoot. Horford in the post gets the bucket. And it's a 4-point Hawks lead.
Love the finish there. Not much defense, though.
And that one's good by Gooden.
Great job to hit his teammate on that move, Kevin.
And a big-time kick like this.
Hey, don't let that size deceive you now. He can get to the rim as good as anybody.
He doesn't mess around once he gets there, that's for sure.
Now, guys, he loves to throw it down with some style.
Here's Delfino. He lays it in with a soft touch.
Just an unbelievable display of offense here today.
Well, it seems like every shot that goes up finds its way to the hoop. I mean, every player is sharp and on target.
Horford backing in. Takes the turnaround J. No good. And it's Milwaukee the other way. Heinrich with the steal. And here's the break. Puts the lead pass in front of him. Here's Teague. Can't cash in from close range.
I think he caught a glimpse of the defender out of the corner of his eye because he just seemed to lose his focus there for a moment.
Felt that one. It's a tie ball game. Atlanta calls timeout.
He wants to make a few adjustments out there, and he's running through those with his team right now.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Bogut. Mahamute comes in for Drew Gooden. Steven Jackson's checked in for Carlos Delfino. And it's Jennings in for Earl Boykins. And then for Atlanta, Josh Smith, he's checked in for Horford. And it's Johnson in for Marvin Williams. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Guys, well, Larry Drew had some advice for his team over that last break. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep firing those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
The defense got butterflies the second that shot went up because they know he typically delivers in the front.
Heinrich. Oh, and he can't cap off the break. Now here's Jennings. Guarded close. Jennings. It's savvy little fake move. Really good lead.
And all 10 of the last points have come inside the paint, so defensively he's got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for him. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Timeout called the Bucks. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Gooden comes in for Mahamute. And the Hawks also making a change. Horford's checked in. Here's Jennings. On the wing, Steven Jackson. It's back to Jennings. Michael Renner's on the wing. For 3. The shot's good. Jennings making the play. Jennings has got 6 assists in the game. Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They trail by 2. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. 1:49 left to play here in the fourth. Heinrich, he's guarded by Jennings. Oh, that's blocked. And they're able to recover. And the basket by Horford.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards. Yeah, and you know, Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
Takes it up, and they call Horton.
You got to like how they're getting the ball inside this half. They didn't have as much success earlier in the game, but now they're showing real determination in taking it inside to score. What a fantastic performance from long range.
Well, that's been his territory all game, Steve.
It's stolen by Smith. And he lays it up and in. Smith's got 11 points here in just the second half. Timeout called the Bucks. They're behind by 3. 1:14 left in the game. Here's Jackson. Line shot. That was hit by Gooden. Gooden's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, that makes 5 of their last 6 makes coming from inside. They're really focused on getting the ball into the paint because they're taking advantage of very porous defense down there.
Johnson, the pass to Smith. It falls!
Boy, what a huge shot there.
How about what it came? I mean, he answered the bell with that one.
Less than 1 minute left. It's tipped. It's stolen by Smith. Passes it to Heinrich. Over Jackson. Jackson knocks it loose. Stepped in the line, out of bounds there, and that will cost them the possession.
Just a total lack of focus, was not paying attention to where he was.
And so here is Atlanta. Their biggest lead of the game is now.
That hands down there on the block. That's a tough position to be in offensively. That steal led to that easy transition basket.
You know, Steve, they've got those guys reeling a little bit right now.
This could be a turning point.
Having critical possession here.
Heinrich pushes to Johnson. Now here is Smith. Shot clock at 6. It's on the clock.
You know, they've got a foul to give here if they need it.
Well, definitely something to keep in mind for them right now. They can be very aggressive.
Timeout called the Bucks. They're trailing by 3. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Got a piece of it. Heinrich with the steal.
And that is a foolish mistake right there, guys.
You know, I don't think you can just have that happen. I mean, it's something that you just can't allow if you're going to play good basketball, if you're going to play winning basketball.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
Fouling now is really your only option.
Yeah, you just got to hope he misses the free throw so he can get back in the game, Steve.
Sinks the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. 2 for 2, and it's a 5-point ballgame.
Huge free throws there, Kevin. He just put this game out of reach.
Jennings kicks to Red. Blocked. And so the Hawks take the win. They pulled off this win, Clark, with respectable performances on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I think it was just really a nice overall effort, Kevin.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve and Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Holland saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Josh Smith.
That will do it for now.
Ha?
That will do it for now. This is Andre Kenshin. And see you tomorrow will be the second game of the conclusion of the NBA Cup semifinals here in the Oklahoma City Chesapeake Energy Arena, as the Oklahoma City Thunder they will host the Houston Rockets. The other games, the NFL Thursday Night Football here in Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, the Los Angeles Rams, and the San Francisco 49ers. This is Andre Kenshin saying so long and have a wonderful day. We will see you tomorrow for the Rockets and Thunder game. Sign up and peace out. Good night everyone and thanks for watching.